If you get these three things right every single day, you will certainly achieve non-diabetic blood sugar levels. This is absolutely going to work. This exact method I'm about to teach you has not failed me yet. And if you don't get results, please email me at team@reversingt2d.com and I'll personally help you. There's no doubt in my mind that these three principles work because they are the exact same strategies that we have taught thousands of people to successfully reverse insulin resistance, lower their A1c levels, and improve their fasting blood sugar levels. And in many cases, even get off diabetes medications entirely. People like Gisela, who dropped her A1c from 6.3% to 5.5%. Or people like Trina, who dropped her A1c from 8.9% to 5.5%. And honestly, those are just two examples. We've seen this happen again and again in our community. I'm going to show you exactly what I do in my own life, what I eat, how I train, and the supplements that I take, so you can start applying the same principles and start lowering your blood sugar levels for good. As always, we give free information and meal guides so people can reverse insulin resistance using their lifestyle. Comment guide below and I'll go ahead and send you our free perfect fasting blood sugar guide, which includes 3 meal plans to choose from. Okay, everything I am about to teach you is designed to accomplish one thing and one thing only: to become more insulin sensitive. In other words, to increase your insulin sensitivity and reverse insulin resistance. Because when your cells become more sensitive to insulin, your body can move glucose out of your bloodstream and into your cells more efficiently. And when that happens, your fasting blood sugar levels come down, your A1c drops, you stop feeling tired after meals, and yes, you can actually start eating carbohydrates again with no fear. So in this video, without further ado, I'm gonna show you the 3 strategies to make this happen. Strategy number 1 is going to be fiber-driven insulin sensitivity. In other words, the exact amount of fiber that you need to consume daily to stabilize your blood sugar levels and, of course, reverse insulin resistance. Strategy number 2 is going to be muscle-driven glucose clearance. So I am going to give you the exact exercise prescription that you need to do in order to pull glucose out of the bloodstream immediately and long term. And strategy number 3 is going to be maximizing insulin sensitivity. We're going to do this through saturated fat reduction and targeted supplementation. This way, your metabolism is going to keep working in your favor. So let me show you how this looks in a real day of living and eating. This morning, I kept things simple but powerful. I had 2 slices of Ezekiel sprouted grain bread, mashed chickpeas mixed with half an avocado and spices, a handful of fresh blueberries, and a plant-based protein shake with almond milk. This breakfast alone gives me between 15 to 20 grams of fiber, which is already halfway towards my daily target. And that brings us to strategy number 1, fiber-driven insulin sensitivity. Every single day, I aim for at least 40 grams of fiber, no exceptions. At the same time, I keep saturated fat consumption to no more than 5% of my total daily calories. If you don't know how this looks like on a meal, go ahead and comment guide below so I can send you free meal plans. So why is this combination so powerful to reverse insulin resistance? Well, because fiber slows down glucose absorption. It flattens blood sugar spikes. And more importantly, it feeds your gut microbiome. Then your gut bacteria has the raw materials to produce short-chain fatty acids, which have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and metabolic health. And reducing saturated fat consumption is just as important. Excess consumption of saturated fat can lead to fat accumulation inside of your liver cells and muscle cells. These tiny fat deposits interfere with insulin signaling. Think of insulin as the key that unlocks the door of your cells. But when saturated fat builds up inside of your cells, that lock becomes sticky. The insulin key is still there, but it stops working efficiently. So glucose stays outside of your cells in your bloodstream, lingering for longer, instead of being used for energy. A 2024 systematic review published in the World Journal of Diabetes looked at 26 clinical studies and found that higher fiber intake significantly improved HbA1c, fasting glucose, triglycerides, LDL cholesterol, and body weight, especially when people consumed between 35 to 40 grams of fiber daily. So that's the target that we gotta be aiming for. For lunch, I had a quinoa and black bean bowl with spinach, sweet potatoes, and a sugar-free dressing. Meals like this are packed with fiber and nutrients that support insulin sensitivity. I build my lunches around high-fiber, plant-based foods because plant foods naturally provide more fiber per bite consumed. But that doesn't mean that my diet is strictly plant exclusive. Sometimes I include eggs, fish, or dairy, but the foundation of my diet is still fiber-rich whole foods. If you want recipes designed to reach that 40 gram per day target, go ahead and visit our website, www.type2diabetesrevolution.com. We are always publishing new recipes. Or go ahead and comment guide below and we'll send you a PDF downloadable format. Strategy number 2 is movement after meals. So right after my lunch, I went for a 15-minute walk. Nothing intense, but incredibly effective. Once you finish eating, go ahead and put your walking shoes on and go outside for 15 to 20 minutes. This type of low intensity movement does not disrupt digestion, but it dramatically improves blood sugar control. And here's why. Walking activates the largest muscles in your body. And when those muscles contract, they start pulling glucose out of the bloodstream at exponential rates. This process is called contraction-mediated glucose uptake, and it actually works independent of insulin. In other words, going on a walk after eating is kind of like flipping on a vacuum that starts sucking up glucose from your bloodstream, even if your muscles are insulin resistant. A 2017 crossover study published in the Journal of Diabetology and Metabolic Syndrome found that walking for 15 minutes after each meal led to significantly greater improvements in HbA1c, fasting glucose, and post-meal spikes compared to doing a single 45-minute walk earlier in the day. So instead of thinking about exercise as one long workout, think of it as movement throughout the whole day. But here's how you're going to really amplify that glucose clearing effect. You need to include resistance training 3 to 4 times per week. Why, you may be asking? Well, because muscle is your primary storage site for glucose. Simply put, the more muscle you have, the more glucose that you can store or burn at any given time. So walking turns on the glucose vacuum, but resistance training turns that vacuum into an industrial strength suctioning machine. Every time you move, walking, climbing stairs, lifting, your body becomes better at clearing glucose from your bloodstream. And that's how you attack insulin resistance from both sides. Immediate glucose clearance from walking and long-term metabolic improvement through resistance training. If you have no idea where to start, don't worry, I got you covered. Go ahead and click on this video linked right here, in which I walked you through an entire exercise routine, which I built specifically to lower blood sugar levels quickly. I made a gym version and an at-home version. Both are completely free, so just go ahead and click right here to watch it. There's no excuses. Go ahead and do it. And lastly, strategy number 3, smart supplementation. The main supplement we recommend to improve insulin sensitivity is called berberine. My personal routine with berberine is extremely simple and backed by science. I take 600 milligrams of berberine in the morning with breakfast, and then 600 milligrams, another capsule, in the evening with dinner. That gives me a total of 1200 milligrams of berberine per day, which is the exact amount that is used in most clinical trials that have shown fantastic results in insulin sensitivity improvements. As a matter of fact, a 2024 meta-analysis of 50 randomized controlled trials published in Frontiers in Pharmacology found that berberine significantly reduced HbA1c, lowered fasting glucose, improved insulin resistance, and improved lipid profiles. But here's something that most people don't realize. Not all berberine supplements are created equal. Some brands underdose their capsules so much that you need 6 to 8 capsules per day to get the recommended amount of active compounds. So what you want in a berberine brand is to be third-party tested, proper dosing, ideally at 600 milligrams per capsule. That would be 1200 milligrams per serving, 2 capsules, one in the morning and one in the evening, and standardized to berberine HCl. And that's exactly why we formulated Jade Supplements Pure Berberine. Each capsule contains 600 milligrams, so you only need one in the morning and another one in the evening. But if you're someone that skips breakfast, don't worry. Go ahead and have it with your first bite of food of the day, with lunch, for example. And your next dose would be in the evening, another 600 milligrams with dinner. Nothing else in the world of supplements comes close to berberine when it comes to improving insulin sensitivity and lowering blood sugar levels. I'm sure you've heard of all kinds of supplements that may help. Cinnamon, bitter melon, chromium, alpha lipoic acid, and many others. And to be fair, some of them can provide modest benefits. But when you actually look at the clinical research behind supplements, berberine always stands out. If you want more information about berberine before you jump in, get it from a registered dietitian and certified diabetes care and education specialist by clicking on this video right here. Okay, let's go ahead and recap the 3 daily strategies to lower your blood sugar levels for good. Number 1, fiber-driven insulin sensitivity. 40 grams of fiber daily while keeping saturated fat intake low. Number 2, muscle-driven glucose clearance. Post-meal walking every day and resistance training 2 to 4 times per week so your muscles start clearing glucose out of your bloodstream at exponential rates. And number 3, maximizing insulin sensitivity by reducing your fat intake and using berberine, or also known as targeted supplementation, to improve insulin sensitivity 24/7. Again, these are the exact same principles that have helped thousands of people reverse the root cause of the problem and lower their A1c and fasting blood sugar levels for good. Look no further than this. This is the answer you've been looking for. You just need to implement it. Take it from Catherine, who started watching our videos about lifestyle change and started taking Jade Supplements Pure Berberine. She said, "This is life-changing. I can't put into words how grateful I am for these supplements. I started taking them last fall, and the results have been life-changing. On December 7th, my A1c was 9.8. By March 8th, it had dropped to 5.6. I achieved this without any prescription medications, relying solely on this supplement and lifestyle changes. Finding these was truly a game changer, and they have been instrumental in my journey to reverse reversing diabetes. I am beyond grateful. Amazing. Nothing makes me happier than seeing our community get results and improving their health. If you got value from this video, please go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and please share it with someone who might need the help. Oh, and don't forget, comment guide below to get those meal plans. You've got this. See you in the next video. Take care.